The following podcast is set for at least 1 hour. Introducing your hosts, from Fort Worth, Texas, at a total combined weight of 430 pounds, Kevin and Chris Newell. The Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Hey, wrestling fans. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast, here to give you the end of the week of professional wrestling, but also the results of, the results of AEW Collision. Yeah. So we welcome anybody who's watching live, whether you're on TikTok or not on TikTok. No, not yet. Got your hopes up for nothing. We're live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're watching us live there, also Instagram. We welcome you guys. If you're watching us for the first time, we are a father-son tag team when it comes to professional wrestling podcasts. And we go over weekly results of the weekly shows.
Since we've started again, I've done the recaps and he's done the news.
And, of course, then we just talk about professional wrestling as a whole afterward.
I just noticed that your light is like on the green screen.
That's because you positioned it on the green screen. There we go. That's better. Technical stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
And every now and then we have some comedic technical difficulties.
Yeah. But we roll with the punches because that's what we do on this show. So thank you for stepping in through the ropes and joining us here tonight. We got a lot to get to. A little bit going on in the news, of course, and then, of course, Collision. And, of course, we got to go over the voting that will be taking place for Match of the Week. We've got the matches to go over. Let me get everything all in order here. So
he's got to click the things.
I don't think I have the Collision logo. That's funny. I guess I don't.
I thought you did.
No, I guess I didn't. Give me a sec. We'll get that. I can get that fixed. So, how's everybody's week been? Chris, I'll have you talk with the people while I get this all fixed
You want me
here.
to just like start on the results or whatever?
Yeah, you could.
Get my notes up here.
Well, hang on, because then I got the things for, I got the graphics. Can't forget about that. Okay, give me a second here. Oh. I know why.
It's a fun story. I was messing with the guard, and I ended up getting dirt in my eye.
Okay.
Not fun.
And that was a random moment with Chris.
Yeah.
Ta-da. There we go. Got it fixed. All right. So
Now
going over AEW's Collision, where Friday night's a good night for fighting, as Elton John would say. Chris, take it away with the recap.
I thought it was Saturday.
Or Saturday. Whatever.
So they started out with Adam Cole coming to commentary, which I think he was there all night on commentary.
He was. Which was surprising. I didn't think he would be there.
And that kind of threw me off because after that you had Tony Storm and then Lady Frost come out. So I'm kind of wondering what he's doing commentary for that match.
Yeah, you were at one point thinking that Tony Storm was joining his faction or something.
Yeah, I was like, is she the part of the faction? Is Lady Frost part of his faction? I don't think they did, but
No.
either one of them. But that match ended when Tony Storm, or not Tony Storm. Yeah, well, I can still kind of, I guess, fix that. Tony Storm made Lady Frost tap out, and then she, but I guess basically issued an open challenge to whoever wants to accept it.
Yeah, as she does normally.
And then she went out to like this balcony type thing and confused everyone that was walking around outside.
Yeah, imagine you're walking on the boardwalk on Atlantic City, and you're just walking and enjoying the evening, enjoying the sunset, and all of a sudden, a blonde female professional wrestler from a balcony is just shouting at the rooftops, about things, and you're just over here like, what's going on? What, it throws you off, and it's like, well, only in New Jersey. So, what's going on there, DJ the Juggalo, on the Twitch chat?
Yeah, he still isn't here to defend himself.
Who? Oh,
Sako.
Sako. Yeah.
We'll see if he wants to come on to Twitch or something later.
And it's that Chris.
Yep.
Not this Chris. Is Tony a face or heel?
Tony
Storm?
for a second,
she's a face.
For a second, I thought he was referring to Tony Khan.
No, heel, straight heel. No, she's a face, not a heel.
Then after that match,
it was a video package.
Is that Moxley?
Yeah, it's Moxley. It's Moxley and Marina Shafir. Why are you judging my graphics?
It looks like he has a beard there.
He does, because he has a beard in real life.
And hair.
Because I can't, because he hasn't been holding the title on his shoulders, remember? He's got it in a suitcase, and the true title holder, Marina Shafir, is carrying it around in a suitcase.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
During
ever since he's won the title, the last time we saw the title is when he won it initially.
And then he just threw it in a case, and we haven't seen it since. It just got disappeared, I guess.
I guess it's waiting for redesign or something. I don't know.
And then come to find out, they revealed that the case was empty the whole time. There was no title.
That'd be funny. Anyway.
But that conversation came up during his promo that we're about to go over.
Yeah, it was a video package.
He was talking to Joe. Well,
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Not Joe Hendry. That's the first time we did that.
Yeah. That was kind of funny. Where basically bringing up some of the friends of Joe, I was about to say Hendry, Samoa Joe, that he's hurt.
Yeah.
He compared him to Danielson. Samoa Joe to Danielson.
Right.
And then basically in his own words said his version of, I'm not in danger, I am the danger.
In a way, that was his way of saying it, yeah. I am the danger. Okay there, Walter White.
Yeah. Then you had your first match, which was a fatal four-way for the prize of $100,000.
Tony, what are you doing? Con? Really? Fatal four-way and you get $100,000? At least let it be a title opportunity. I mean, Sammy Guevara did. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Continue.
You had Roosh, Sammy Guevara, as Ed mentioned, A.R. Fox, and Kevin Knight. Dustin Rhodes was ringside for Sammy Guevara.
Because they're the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs.
Yep. Again, prize $100,000. You had Hologram watching from, I guess, the crowd. It was like this thing that was up high.
Yeah.
Match ended when Sammy Guevara pinned A.R. Fox, and he said something about wanting a title.
He got into the corner. Should have been in that match. I need $1,000. Yeah, I think all of us would have loved to have been in that match too. Yeah, he was standing
$100,000 battle royal.
He was standing up in the corner, and you're pointing at
some guy.
Adam Cole. He was pointing at Adam Cole, who was at commentary in the back, and he was saying, basically pointing at him, then at the sign that says Double or Nothing, and doing the title thing at the waist. So he's wanting to challenge Adam Cole for the TNT Championship at Double or Nothing.
Then next up you had Samoa Joe. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, mic positioning and all that. Then you had Samoa Joe respond to John Moxley's thing, talking about how he's gonna help. He's gonna help John understand. I put Joe.
Joe's gonna help Joe understand. Hey, it happens.
It does. I don't know how I did that either. It's weird, but he's gonna help him understand what happens when you mess with his friends or something like that, and he's gonna get revenge for Hook and Shibata.
Okay.
Then you had Megan Bain.
No, hang on. Before that, you had another video package that was talking about the main event. I think you I think you went to the bathroom on this one. It was
Either that or I skipped it because I try not to get promos that are just promoting the main event for the same night.
Well,
so.
they were just basically doing that. FTR promoting the match in a video package with Paragon. Just them exchanging words, not at the same time. It was a video package, a vignette, as they're called.
Yeah.
And you were saying?
Then after that, you had. Scroll down a bit. Megan Bain and Harley Cameron match, and see, I forget who you had ringside for one of them.
It was Penelope Ford for Megan Bain.
Oh yeah. I didn't get note of that.
That's okay. WWE should do the $100,000 matches.
There was one because I think it was Miz and
Carmelo?
No.
R-Truth.
Trying to remember his name. He's with the Wyatt Six now.
Dexter Lumis.
Yeah. Yeah, Dexter Lumis, because he owed him money.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. He hired him to try and, I guess, make him relevant again or something.
Yeah.
That was still a funny rivalry. I remember that.
Oh, it was the best of times. All right. You were talking about.
Kind of hoping they do something with that again. Something like that.
You were on Megan Bain and Harley Cameron match.
Yeah. Bain won that match. Pinfall, and then afterward started attacking Harley, and the match happened because Harley defended Anna Jay, and there's some beef between
Anna Jay and Megan Bain.
Yeah. Speaking of Anna Jay, she came out with a 2x4 and attacked Bain.
Or attempted to.
Yeah.
Failed.
And then they went to break, saying something about how when they.
Yeah. You have, if I can point here, you have Megan Bain, right here, Penelope Ford, and Harley Cameron over there.
Yeah. I didn't know who was who on the picture either. Then you had, again, as I was saying, we thought this was supposed to happen later in the night, but I guess John Moxley couldn't wait, so him and Marina Shafir came out, took out security, and basically was asking. He didn't understand what he didn't understand, or what Joe said he doesn't understand, and he was asking what it was he didn't understand.
And then at that point, we weren't understanding what was the misunderstanding.
Yeah,
we're doing it again.
We've been doing this so long. We're sharing a brain cell.
Yeah.
Women use weapons now.
Yeah, that's been going on for quite some time.
Well, in AEW anyway. Well, WWE I think started that, but
go ahead.
At some point, he said that he's taken out guys like Samoa Joe before and is going to do it again. Then after that, we had a promo by the Outrunners, who challenged the people that attacked them. I think it was last week.
Trent Beretta and
Rocky Romero.
Yeah, those two.
Those guys. Yeah. And again, the whole 80s Hulk Hogan thing, they even had a filter.
I swear, that's their gimmick. And even when they were doing that interview, it had this old feel. It looked staticky. kind of staticky on the screen.
What you gonna
and
do
it was tinted
when the
differently.
Outrunners run wild on you, brother? Right.
You nailed that impression very well. Who and who?
The
Outrunners.
Truth Magnum and
Truth
Turbo
Magnum.
Floyd.
Turbo Floyd.
Yeah. I said that.
You should watch them. It's hilarious. It'll take you back to the 80s just by watching them.
They think they're still in the 80s?
They think they still are in the 80s. They think Reagan is still president. Go ahead.
Then you had another match, Josh Alexander and Brody King.
Which
there was a time limit on that one.
it was well, all the matches have time limits. Chris Hogan.
It's actually pretty funny doing like the Hogan impression.
It's starting to become your thing now. Their match had a time limit, and I say, we nominate this match to be match of the night, which I know is a little weird because it's usually been like focus on the main event, but I have more to say about the main event later on. But yeah, I think this match was match of the night.
We've been talking a lot these since we got back.
Good point.
I don't know. But since we've got back, we've talked a lot about. You know what? Never mind. That's a spoiler for the main event. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
But during that match ended up ending because in a no contest because the time went out.
The time limit expired.
Yeah. They reached that limit, and then they started fighting again. And at some point, Lance Archer came out and tried like stopping it or something.
Hey.
Banana Man Dan.
They're my Heyman guys. Yeah, Lance Archer originally came out to just
You
help.
think that's what they're gonna call Seth's faction?
Probably Heyman guys. That is an idea.
Or the New Shield or something? I don't know.
No, the Revolutionaries.
That can work.
That could work.
I really can see that.
The Revolutionaries. There you go. There you go. WWE. You can take that one, and I'll expect my money, my check in the mail. Face. Sammy Guevara is definitely a face. Yeah, Lance Archer came out to help Josh Alexander and trying to help him up. And then Brody King just came and just dove out of the ring. And then... Whee! And anytime I say that...
I should have saved that because there was
Okay, let's have Seth as the Messiah and Braun follow him around. No.
We're gonna start.
We can't have that again. That gimmick was weird.
We're gonna start seeing people over your draw or paint him as Jesus or something.
That's what happened during COVID.
Oh no!
His Titantron was a stained glass window image of him, like you would see at a church.
Oh no!
It was hilarious. Oh no. No, you're good at it's fine asking questions, man. But yeah, then the whole entire fight happened, and he doesn't know Messiah Rollins. No,
I didn't. I wasn't watching at that time.
He started watching it a little after.
When I started watching, I think Roman already had both titles.
No, this was before Roman had both titles.
Yeah.
Because it's when they came back from COVID in front of a live audience. That's when he faced Brock Lesnar. And got the double titles at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think the first match, or I guess match / pay-per-view or whatever it was Roman and Kevin Owens' Last Man Standing.
That was his first pay-per-view, was Last Man Standing. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns in the
Last Man Standing
Thunderdome arena thing.
There were screens and stuff.
Yeah.
Where? Oh yeah. After that, you had a promo by the Crew.
Hang on. They're asking questions here. Can't say Brock Lesnar's name. Yeah, I can. I just did.
Yeah. I think they released most of the members of House of Black. Or at
no.
least half.
No. What happened?
No, wait. Never mind. One of them could be out on injury.
Buddy Matthews is out on injury. Brody King is now the one leading the group, and they're called Hounds of Hell, or Hound Hells, or something like that.
Hounds of Hell.
Hounds of Hell. And Julia Hart is still with them. So, yeah.
I haven't seen her, so.
She's still with them. Yeah, sadly, House of Black no more since Aleister Black is now back in WWE. Or
Aleister is
Malachi.
Yeah.
Whichever.
Yeah. Pick a name, any name.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Then we saw a promo by the Goombas. I mean, crew.
The
Doombas.
What was it? The
Doom Goombas.
The road Goombas.
Something.
I say road Goombas because these guys wear jackets that have foam spikes, and they look like they're trying to emulate the Road Warriors, but they look like the turtles from Super Mario Brothers. It looks completely ridiculous.
The turtles were Koopas.
Koopas, Goombas, whatever.
I think it was. We said Goombas because of like the coloring of the jackets.
The coloring of the jackets, yeah.
And the pattern on them.
Yeah, that's Leo Rush. Yeah, that's Leo Rush with Action Andretti. They're a team now called The Crew. Capitalize our name. I'd like to know where.
The C, the P, and the S. Day 3 of asking. Yeah, sorry about that one. Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, next you had Max Caster.
Oh.
As far as stuff going on. He issued some type of 5-minute open challenge thing.
Again.
Which was answered by Daniel Garcia.
You don't need to look up to make sure I got the graphic. I got it. Don't worry.
Is there a graphic up there?
I'm on top of it. Don't worry.
Then that match was supposed to last. It had a time limit of 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Max was pinned in 1 minute. Which, I mean, this is after he claimed that he's the best wrestler alive.
Right.
He probably wasn't if he got pinned in a minute. By some guy who wasn't even focused on him. And after that match, he said something about how he's going to be seeing FTR after their match.
Later this evening, yeah. Or that night, or whatever.
Then you had Billy Gunn, right? I want to say it was Billy Gunn.
Yeah, Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn.
They were doing a promo talking about things, and then you had Blake and Lee Johnson.
I want to say it was Lee Johnson. I didn't get the graphic up in time, but
yeah, we're not sure exactly who it was, but we think they're going to be having a match at some point based on that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's explaining it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Let's see. Then you had Gates of Agony versus Ray Jazz and Goldie. And at some point, this is why I said I should have saved the wee, because Goldie, I think it was Goldie. He got set flying.
Yeah.
Just absolutely
tossed completely out of the ring, right, all the way up to the ramp.
Almost went to the top of the ramp. I'd say he went maybe halfway up. It almost looked like.
People are shooting off fireworks in his neighborhood. That's weird.
It's not even a firework holiday.
No, it's not Cinco de Mayo. And it's not.
I thought. Well,
no. May the 4th is tomorrow. May the 4th be with you, by the way.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo is on the 5th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo is on a Monday.
Cinco de Mayo.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So yeah, Goldie got tossed out.
Whee!
Completely. There's our soundboard right there.
Yeah. I can do the Hogan impression and whee! Yeah.
But
we're going to have to actually put that on the soundboard.
Now we're going to have to record you making that sound, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a a good soundboard program on this thing.
I just remembered that I was gonna send the thing about Banana Man in the Discord server with the cat video.
Oh, okay. You just remembered. Okay.
I don't know why fireworks.
Don't know. Can't explain it.
That match ended when Bishop Khan pinned Jazz. Crew was watching, and then after that you had Bad Apple and Big Bill in the parking lot, talking from the parking lot, but they were on the screens. They went to commercial break. They came back, and Dad has some thoughts on that. He's going to explain the rest.
So what ensued was the most...
His favorite match of the night.
It wasn't even a match. It was the most ridiculous backstage brawl I ever saw. These guys were...
Parking lot.
I mean, parking lot, whatever.
Same thing.
They were... Okay, so... Obviously, Brian Keith was just getting thrown around all over the place because he was the smallest out of the four. Magnets, how do they work? Random question there.
I think it was a reference to... I mean, he is a juggalo.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was anyway.
So...
Did I get the reference right?
Probably.
Hopefully.
I don't know. So,
I'm going to feel real stupid if I got that wrong.
Brian Keith is getting tossed around, and for some reason, Big Bill then all of a sudden just picks up a security guy's chair and then, like, throws it on the ground. But then whenever you see, and it pans
the guy
over,
was somewhere else.
Bishop Khan was, like, far out of the way.
Yeah, that
so
chair
he
would
just
not
threw
have
the
affected
chair
him.
on the floor, and it was like, and you can hear it hit the floor. You didn't hear a
obviously
thud
missed.
or an or anything. You just hear it hit the floor, a hard cement floor.
I kind of wonder if the chair broke.
If an AEW wrestler has a... Yeah, but that wasn't the case.
No.
But, yeah, Bishop Khan was already out of the way.
I mean, they could have been forced into the car after being smashed through the real glass, you know?
And then here comes Toa Leah. Yeah, reference, yeah. So Toa Leah, or... Toa Leona, thank you. Because this thing has just gotten me thrown off
all
so
over
much
the place.
that... So he's staring at Big Bill, and they're just staring at each other, and I'm all like, someone throw a punch. This felt like they were staring at each other for 5 minutes, and it was like, either punch, hug, or kiss. Do something. And then out comes Brian Keith, the littlest out of all of them, out of nowhere, jumps on the back of Toa Leona, and just starts...
They were waiting for that.
It was choking him, and then Bishop Khan then starts attacking Big Bill, and Chris is a minor right now. In a way, I've slowly introduced him to it,
like one or two.
But that whole fight, I was like, that really wasn't necessary. You could have had the learning tree coming out to them.
Just remembered after he voiced his opinions, I'm like, well, that's why they need the learning tree.
After I expressed what is going on and everything, Chris here, this Chris, not that Chris, had went on and said, well, this is why they're the needing the learning tree. And it's like, yeah, because this is like crap. As a fan, this is like, okay, I've seen many backstage brawls before, but never have I seen a big guy pick up a chair, throw it on the floor, intending to hit a guy with it, and the guy is already like moved out of the way like minutes ago. And then they have a stare down for what felt like... Do what?
No chairs were hurt in the filming of this AEW episode.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Brian Keith still got Paul Walsong? I don't know.
I don't know.
They didn't come out to music or anything. They were in the parking lot. And moving on. Just move on to the main event. Because that was like the most ridiculous thing I ever seen.
Imagine if he made you start from the beginning.
This was like... Describe
all of it over again. Make you relive all of that.
It was like... it's just so damn ridiculous.
It was.
It was just about as ridiculous as we're going to have a fatal 4-way, and these guys are going to have a fatal 4-way, and the winner gets $100,000.
Yeah. Like, I'm not... I really have no idea why they did that match. Let's see. Then you had the main event. 2 of 3 falls. FTR versus Pentagon.
Paragon.
Paragon.
You said Pentagon.
Yeah. Autocorrect got me there. I was on a roll until then.
Oh, yeah.
But first fall, Dax ended up tapping out to Kyle O'Reilly. And then, I guess he was mad or something. So he elbowed a fan. And the thing is, you were downstairs and you pointed that out. I'm like, what? And then I had to replay it.
Yeah, because I was getting my food for dinner. Because I thought, it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. I can go ahead and get food. And when I get food, then Chris can go down and get food. This Chris, not that Chris.
The elbow thing? He said that they did it to get paid him. Kind of.
They did, but I just noticed it, and I'm all like, the guy is like yelling at Dax after he rolls out of the ring after tapping out, and you got their manager, their Bivens or whatever his name is now, the FTR's manager, Stokely. Thank you.
Yeah.
He went by Bivens in WWE, so I'm used to their WWE names. So Stokely was there, and then and this guy was like real close in his face, and Dax just like slightly like elbows him a little, and the guy but the guy moved out of the way, and I'm all like, that guy should have just stood there and took it, and he could have had AEW could have had a lawsuit right there. Yeah, FTR is still in AEW. They're heels now.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
They're crying about how they, I guess, got screwed out of something, but I don't know how they got screwed.
Well, go ahead and continue, Chris. I had to give that little nugget there of fascination.
Yeah. Second fall, Dax pinned someone for a Paragon. Don't know which member of Paragon.
I think it was Kyle O'Reilly. Because they were going for this move, and Wheeler had Kyle O'Reilly, and Dax had Kyle O'Reilly, then Wheeler came in and gave him a code breaker. It was like a double team code breaker, and then got the pin on the second fall.
See, then for the third fall, it was a pin, but someone's foot was on the rope, so they grow mustaches. They turn heel.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Dax always had a mustache.
Yeah.
So the match ended and restarted after the third fall. So they, I guess, decided to throw that fall out.
Yeah.
So technically, fourth fall was Dax pinning Kyle, and after that, the match was over. FTR won. Then you had Garcia come out with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Saying, and after talking a little bit, he said that he wanted to fight one of them. He didn't care if it was one or the other, or even Stokely, or 10 of them. He just wanted to fight someone.
Yeah. I don't know who it's going to be. It may be all of them. Who knows?
He's going to face them in a handicap match.
But he said he wanted to beat him up after their match, but said, no, I can't do that because I have so much admiration for you guys, because whenever someone would, cast me aside or anything like that. I wanted to
jump these guys mid-match.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done that as of late.
No, that has been long gone now.
So I guess no more Acclaimed.
Yeah, claimed have been no more for months now. So
they've been not a thing as long as we've been out of the loop.
Right.
Everyone loved the Acclaimed.
Everyone loves the Acclaimed. So that was pretty much it for Collision, and so our match of the night ended up being the Brody King Josh Alexander match, and I know everyone's like, Well, you've been doing FTR like you did before, and it was a 2 out of 3 falls
give
match.
Them the FTR participation award. Or
Yeah.
something.
It was just tonight. It was like I've seen it before with FTR, 2 out of 3 falls, and I wasn't interested. I'll be honest. That match didn't have my interest.
Yeah.
But the Brody, like I said before, Brody
That
King and Josh
and-
Alexander had made
The list.
the list of match potential of match
You just
of the
made
week.
the list.
So real quick, Chris, if you can go over the list of what everyone's going to be voting on for match of the week.
The list.
It's just nostalgia. Yeah. Give Chris a second. He's going to be pulling up the list. The voting the voting will be done on our Discord page. Chris, go ahead and fill him in on getting access to the Discord page, and then after that, the voting.
Put out a TikTok with the invite link to the server on our TikTok. It's in the description of that TikTok. All right, good night, Chris. That Chris,
Hey.
not this Chris.
You take care, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. If not, if that does not work,
Yeah, look at the camera. It's over there.
if the link for the description does not work, then DM us on TikTok and we'll send it to you. Juggalo, I think he was already in the server, so I'll just send him a direct invite thing through Discord.
Okay. I think he already follows us through Discord.
Yeah, because he was in the server, but I guess it kicked him or something.
Basically, if you're watching on any of our streams, our live streams, message us on TikTok or any of our social media, and we'll give you guys a link to the Discord so you can participate in the voting of match of the week.
Yeah. Or just reach out to us where you can.
Yeah. And what are the selections for this week, Chris, for match of the week?
Match of the week so far, we were counting Rebellion, right? For this week?
No. Actually, yes, we were counting Rebellion. I'm sorry.
For a second, I thought.
Or no, Rebellion was last month.
No, that's all right.
You're good, man. No, Rebellion was last month.
I gotta leave some servers. I'm not doing anything I need to. So I mean, match of last month was the TLC Street Profits.
That was match of the week last week. Was the Street Profits TLC match? Yeah.
Yeah.
Street Profits DIY and Motor City.
Well, no, I already bumped that to match of the month because that was okay.
Then we will count Rebellion. We're kind of doing this as we go along, can't you tell?
Yeah. Then you had first up we got at Rebellion Santana and Ali, then Braun and Sammy, then Perez, Julia, Grace, and Io Sky, then Fletcher and Hangman, the Namath and Kazarian teaming against Hardys and Hendry. Then for the last one before Collision was Miz and Alistair. So
Okay. And then tonight, of course, Brody King and Josh Alexander. So those are your your 6 matches, and it's up to you guys to vote which one will make it to be match of the week. We look forward to hearing from you guys on the votes there. So with that, we will now go into the Cross Promo Wrestling news. Let me just get all that set up and ready to go. There we are. Good. Okay. So, there's a lot to go over. What are you doing? You don't even. I like to read these stories and get your genuine reaction from these, as well as everybody
look
here.
over his shoulder.
Yeah.
All creepy.
So there's a WWE star that has been expressing his frustration over creative direction. I don't know why we're going to call him a star, but it's if you guys have been watching Dark Side of the Ring, you'll know who I'm referring to here, and that is Jim Cornette's arch nemesis.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Russo has come out of and was speaking on Bro Down. I don't know what that is. But he was he had said he'd spoke to a current member of the roster.
Is it a nickname for Smith? Oh, wait, is that, like, was he speaking about Bro Down or on something?
He was speaking on Bro. He was talking on Bro Down, and Vince Russo was talking about how he was having a conversation with a current member of the WWE roster. He wasn't going to release the name because,
reasons.
But he said this, quote, "I'm not going to say who, but I was having a dialogue." Just say you talked with someone. You don't have to say you
I was having a dialogue.
Come on, Russo. You're not that proper English. I
was having a dialogue right proper.
But I was having a dialogue with someone on the active roster this week. Somebody who is on TV like every freaking week, and the level of frustration. He continued on by saying, quote, "I feel sorry for these people because this is what they wanted to do with their entire lives, and when they get there, they're so frustrated that they're miserable. So to me is so sad, bro." And then
Oof.
I accidentally dozed off.
I've done that once or twice too.
Well, this is according to Russo. The unhappiness is possibly coming from favoritism. And he says, quote, "I mean, they had their favorites, and some were just on the outside looking in." It's kind of funny, and I know maybe Jim Cornette will speak on this on his podcast.
Because he hates this guy. He hates
frustration
his guts.
over creative direction. This is coming from the guy that changed the finish at Bash at the Beach and had Jeff Jarrett just lie down while Hogan just put a foot on him and pinned him. Yeah. And then
the episode I saw, they were talking about the screw job.
no.
Was he involved in that? Or
No,
I don't think he was.
He wasn't. It was a whole entire creative dispute that Vince Russo had with Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, and Russo just told Jeff Jarrett, "You just lay down and let Hogan pin you, let him walk out with the championship belt or whatever, and then we'll have the real match, Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett for the title." I mean, this guy got Roddy Piper on him and Jim Cornette saying how much he ruined wrestling.
I mean,
he's over here.
It's the whole finger poke of doom.
Well, and then he brought up this whole concept of boxing one night, and it was like the most terrible thing ever.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's wrestling.
You have to watch. There's an episode about it, Dark Side of the Ring, and Vince Russo is obviously there, and of course Jim Cornette is there going, because he was there during that process.
Talking about how much he wants to, what was it he said he wanted to do? And how do I make that PG?
Urinate on his grave.
Yeah. I was going to say, relieve himself or whatever.
Urinate, relieve. That's the best way of putting it, but not in Jim Cornette's words. He used a different choice of words. So I'm like, Vince Russo's complaining about that, but this is coming from a guy that came up with JBL having a boxing match with another wrestler, and it turned into like a real fight. And then the whole thing with WCW and Bash at the Beach, I mean,
yeah,
it was. I'm moving on now because it just doesn't make sense. It's like, I don't know. I can't compare it. I really can't. Because it's really stupid. Anyway, so last night, TNA, TNA had released new rules that it's no more. They're banning blading and heavy bleeding.
After what he pointed out on the pay-per-view where it was just obvious blading.
Oh, yeah, when it was obvious that Mike Santana had bladed himself.
But you know something? Now that you say that, and now that I bring that up, I kind of wonder if it's to give the appearance that they're going to ban blading.
I don't know.
It's like one of those things where publicly they say they're banning blading, but they're not going to actually do anything to stop it.
No, they actually are. This is according to PW Insider Mike Johnson.
There's like some PR rep to try and...
Actually, that you kind of hit the nail on the head, but I was going to go into detail about it a little bit here. PW Insider's Mike Johnson had reported this, that they put out a new rule behind the scenes about it, saying, quote, excessive blood and blading will not be permissible by the promotion, end quote. Continues on by saying, in the case of hard-way blood or something like a bloody nose or mouth, blood will be allowed, and it was noted that it's understandable and that sometimes blood will be a result of contact in the ring. So if someone's got a bloody nose or they're bleeding from the mouth, it's not intentional. Like when Brock Lesnar actually got in, it was supposed to be a promo for a match between him and John Cena, and John Cena came to the ring and they had an actual fist fight, and John Cena was bleeding from his nose because Brock had actually gave him a good MMA elbow and forearm to the face.
Yeah.
But continues on by saying, confirming it, that intentional bloodshed is completely banned now. Saying that...
it's banned.
Saying, quote, purposeful, heavy bloodletting is a thing of the past in the promotion, end quote. Now, the decision to eliminate this is because TNA is working on getting new distribution partners.
We have been made aware of an incident involving Mike Santana.
Yeah, but again, nothing has been confirmed as far as the distribution partners. Nothing is confirmed, but there are platforms and streaming services that they're trying to get to.
All of their stuff on like TNA Plus.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. But that's the reason why they're going to be banning it now, is because they're trying to sell their product to get more streaming. More online streaming.
Yeah.
So on to the next story now. NXT star is throwing a lot of shade at Roman Reigns and the Bloodline.
Is it Trey?
No, it's in light of the we're constantly adjusting our mics here. It's in light of the releases from last night.
You know that joke that Juggalos been making about how they should just fire everyone except Roman, or fine everyone except Roman?
Yeah, I remember that.
Is that what this?
No,
anything similar?
Hang on. I'm about to get into it. Keanu Carver from NXT took to Twitter.
Formerly X.
People are still calling it Twitter, so I'm going to still call it Twitter.
I've never unironically called it X.
Yeah. He had expressed his frustration with a bunch of tweets, quote, saying, let it MF'n real one go. Dumb love always. Love you, brother. After that, a fan had tweeted, quote, saying, a little too hood for WWE. He was basically pointing out how Carver was talking and texting and saying, you sound a little too hood there. I don't think this is a real account. This actually could be a fake account. And continued by saying, you might be a little too hood for WWE. LOL, you type and act like this guy. something YN. I don't know what a YN is, but
we cannot say that. The N stands for what you think it does.
Oh my gosh. Okay. See,
yeah, we can't.
That's
say that.
me showing my age there.
At least I think from what I've been hearing.
But
I'm not super up to date on all of the
lingo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of it just I will not bother to look into.
Okay. Well, thank you for.
I just catch what I catch. You know?
Okay. Well, still, thank you for informing me of that. But yeah, Keanu Carver, upset. Speaking of cuts and releases, Shotzi has quietly been moved to the WWE alumni section on the WWE website under the roster. She hasn't. It's not been official saying that she's been released. It's due to the fact that her contract is going to be expiring, and WWE has no plans on extending the contract. So once her contract expires, then she's free of WWE. In a way, she's released, but they're letting her use up the rest of her contract. So she did make a bit of a. At first, it was a cryptic tweet video, and she was showing to be very emotional, very upset. I believe she had just received word from WWE, hey, we're doing a lot of releases. We're going to let you ride out the rest of your contract, but we're not planning on re-signing you. Best of luck in your future endeavors kind of crap. Yeah. Now, if we can keep in mind, last time she hasn't been on television since February 19th of WWE Speed. That was the last time we saw her on an actual televised event or whatever. But she did show up on an episode of NXT in January 28th and did a brief appearance at Stand and Deliver to show support for her partners Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley.
And Dolan was also released.
Made announced today they have released Danny Palmer from NXT. She has been released. So now she has made the list of the 20...
She just made the list.
Not a good one.
Not a good one, no.
So
Still
in
a
total,
list.
I'm going to go over the list of the 29 superstars or wrestlers from WWE that have been released as of this year. You have Occam from AOP, Blair Davenport, Braun Strowman, Carmella has officially been released.
Is it in alphabetical order?
It's in alphabetical order.
I was about to say, because both of the AOP guys were released,
Yeah.
and Paul Ellering or something like that.
I've got the list in alphabetical order because that's how it was presented. Now, with Carmella, she had gotten released, but she was blaming WWE that they released her because she was pregnant. They didn't release Becky Lynch when she gave birth, or Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. So, I mean,
call me crazy. That's just basically saying a sad excuse. Do better. Cedric Alexander was released. Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Duke Hudson, Eddie Thorpe, Elektra Lopez, Gigi Dolan, Giovanni Vinci, Isla Dawn, Jakara Jackson, Javier Bernal, Joe Coffey, Carl Anderson, Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Luke Gallows, Mark Coffey, Oro Mensa, Paul Ellering, Rezar, there you go, there's the other guy of AOP, Riley Osborne, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Wolfgang, and newly added Danny Palmer. And as of right now, they have not really had any more releases up at this point. But if any more do come out, we will definitely keep you guys in the loop and let you know what's going on there. If you haven't already found out through social media, which most of the time you guys will.
I guess we'll just start keeping track of that then.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty much it for the news. I mean, like I said, that was it for the news.
That felt like, what, 1 or 2 stories?
No, it was actually more, but
maybe 3 stories.
Yeah, well, I mean, who's counting right now? Either way.
I'm trying to. I'm just not being very good at
it. So, with it being the end of the week, Chris, what is the biggest moment this whole week in any of the promotions that we've watched this week and presented that have stood out to you the most?
Right now, it's that guy going flying in AEW.
Goldie, that's it? That's the one thing that stood out to you the most?
Let me look at the notes here. Because there was other stuff. The Blade thing.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the number one thing that stood out to you the most.
I don't know.
Out of everything we've watched, what is the one thing that is just like that stood out to you? He's going over his notes real quick.
I don't know. I really don't.
Okay. I would have to say the one thing that stood out to me the most, and it's not anything that was on TV, it would have to be in the news, and that's the releases.
Oh, yeah.
All these releases that took place. I thought it was just
on TV stuff.
No, it can be anything in the news or on TV. So
I guess
I'll ask you again. The releases too?
Yeah, if that's the case.
I thought you were going to be saying something about Hulk Hogan. All the stuff with Hulk Hogan, because he's inspired he's inspired you to a new impression that you do now.
Yeah. A funny one.
Yeah,
I think it's funny.
Me, it's the releases, because it's like I was.
We'll put Hogan in second.
I put out a TikTok video, letting everyone know that we were going to be going live here, and it was a clip of me ranting about the whole tag team, the women's tag division in WWE, how it's been a bit lackluster, and then we were listing off the names of the women tag teams, and the ones we were listing off, majority of them have gotten released. Like we were talking about the Meta Girls of Metaphor, Jakara Jackson got released. Both Caden Carter and Katana Chance got released. Gigi Dolan had gotten released. A lot of key female wrestlers that were a part of any tag team that had potential had been released, like Shayna Baszler as well. So this just goes to further prove what I said. And I understand, as a promotion, you have to get money somewhere to pay for the other wrestlers or events or anything like that. I completely understand, but I said it last night. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to if you were trying to build a women's tag division, you pretty much killed it right there with releasing some of the key people that were trying to contribute to women's tag team wrestling. Now we got to depend on singles wrestlers teaming up and becoming a team, and hopefully forming a team like DX, or when Cesaro and Sheamus formed a team and they called themselves The Bar.
No, I feel like as far as tag teams go, it's better for them to be a tag team and not just 2 random singles competitors thrown together.
Okay.
And not just that, but some of the best tag teams we've seen in recent memory were like that.
Name some.
The Usos are literally, I think, like twin brothers. I confuse those two all the time.
Camera's up there, by the way.
Especially earlier when I started watching, I really would confuse them.
Right.
But now they look more different. They've got their own styles about them now.
Yeah. There are some tag teams that...
The New Day.
Oh, the New Day.
You really do see them as like a trio unit, and then now they're kind of trying to do that. What's another? FTR, I think, would be another good one.
Right.
But most of them, I would say the Briscoes. That would be another good brother tag team.
Yes.
Where they have that tag chemistry. Tag chemistry is a thing to consider.
Yes.
So to speak.
And you can't and when you're talking about brother tag teams, you can't forget about the Hardys.
Or another example, the Von Erichs.
Oh Texas. My God, yes.
Just remember that.
We cannot leave out the Von Erichs.
Yeah, we legally can't.
As Texans, we cannot.
Yeah.
It's like a rule, even though we kind of broke a few of them as Texans. Because, I'm an Eagles fan. I broke a big rule there. I can't support the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting off topic already.
But yeah, like...
I see what you're saying.
Not just that, but it's also probably easier to like advertise them as a tag team. Another one I just remembered. You remember that event we went to, right? The Tonga Twins.
The Tonga Twins, yes, at Queen's Gambit, VIP Wrestling. If you're in the DFW area, check them out. Great matches, great stuff. They just had an event just this past weekend. Just look them up on the website. We look to plan on going back to another event, and if we bump into at some point here later down the road this year, if we bump into you guys there, we'll be wearing our shirts. So don't be afraid to say hi to us. We appreciate it. But back onto this, you do have that tag team, the Tonga Twins.
Even with Damage Control, there was a lot of history there between members of it before they like came together. There.
Right. It was like DX.
I forgot DX.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot DX.
DX was they were singles competitors, and they came together in a group
and even,
as a team.
And especially with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, those two are best of friends.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then also Evolution.
Street Profits.
And Street Profits, yeah.
Usually you imagine them together, and it's hard to imagine them separate.
It is. Like, and dare I say, Young Bucks.
Yeah.
They've never went to singles competition as far as I know anyway. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but never seen them in that.
Yeah. And if they did, it was like part of a storyline.
So with you, the whole thing has to be chemistry, both in...
I feel like that's one of the biggest things with like tag teams.
Good. Okay. And I agree with you there.
That way they really like mesh together and,
And you can see it. You can see it like Pretty Deadly. You can see how they work together as a team. Motor City Machine Guns.
They look like a team.
Yeah.
They act like a team, stuff like that.
Whereas you get singles competitors that ended up becoming tag champs, like the Rock and Sock Connection, Mankind and The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have gelled well a little bit, and Mick Foley really wanted that. But The Rock was like not wanting to have any of it. So, I mean, it's just that. Yeah. We can go and start a list of all these famous historic tag teams in the world of professional wrestling that had that chemistry. I mean, you've got Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express. You've got the Four Horsemen.
I was thinking about them.
You've got the Freebirds. You mentioned the Von Erichs. What about the Freebirds? You can't forget about the Freebirds.
Where the Freebird rule came from.
That's exactly right. You've got, of course, the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. They didn't show it in WWE as much, but if you look back at their AWA run, a lot of good stuff. They did show that they gelled really well as a team. So many tag teams that you guys could just throw at us and be like, yeah, this team gelled well, this team got along, but that's the men's division. You can only name a small few on the women's division, like the Tonga Twins, the Bella Twins. Twins?
A lot of twins.
A lot of twins. You had Fatal Influence. They're the only ones right now that are still standing that look like they gel pretty well. They work together really well. Fatal Attraction at one point when they were together.
Yeah.
Damage Control, you mentioned them. They're only a few.
problem is that most of that group's injured right now.
Yeah. Well, and then Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Yeah. That you saw in-ring chemistry between the both of them.
Yeah.
And they worked well together, and that was perfect. But again, there's very few now. Very few women tag teams.
Oh, and DIY. Just remember them.
that was a male one. Yeah, but I'm talking about female tag teams right now. None of them really stand out that much.
No.
You can count on like two hands.
And I don't think I can think of any with AEW. Like at all.
No,
Like not even one with AEW.
I can't either. The only
no wait, the Outcast.
the Outcast, yeah, they did, but that was like not even a year. They had like a run for about a year. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Can't remember what. No. I mean, in TNA, you've got the whatever by Elegance. You got that team going on right now, and it looks like they're trying to expand their ranks, and they're trying to turn it from a tag team into a faction, which I'm like, go for it. But again, back to the whole entire thing. If WWE has a tag division, they're showing right now they don't really have any idea of where to go with the women's tag division, because you got Liv Morgan going off and shooting a movie in Japan, which means she's not going to be on TV very much, and that's going to leave Raquel Rodriguez by herself and no one to and
then they did that thing to where they don't have to defend the titles while she's off shooting the movie.
Right. But it just shows, we have tag champs that lost the titles at WrestleMania but gained them back the next night. Really doesn't make sense. And then you get rid of some of the tag teams for budget cuts. So, again, I'm not WWE. I don't work for WWE. I have no understanding, but there could be a method to their madness. They could be trying to save money to get more female wrestlers that are actual legitimate tag teams to increase the tag division.
And then when around the time I was watching, there was this period of time, and it probably wasn't when I started watching, but it seemed like there was almost this curse on the women's tag division where they would either get injured or released or something.
Right.
And they would end up having to vacate the titles, because I think it got vacated like 3-4 times.
When you started watching, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had Unholy Union. That was a team.
And now one of them is released and the other stuck with Chelsea Green.
Yeah. They were coming out saying, and they had a great gimmick in that they were witches, they were sorceresses and everything like that, and they were the ones that put the curse on the tag belts, and they'll be able to lift the curse once they win the tag belts. It was that kind of thing. It was like, that's a pretty good storyline right there.
Yeah. And
then one of them Isla Dawn gets released.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We may see some more coming from. Well, I mean, WWE just acquired AAA Wrestling, so that's probably they were making the budget cuts, is to afford AAA Wrestling as well, and maybe getting some of their stars to come on over. And some of those stars from AAA, there are female luchadors that are a team, so we may see a change in the tag division. I don't know. I'm hoping we do.
Something that's better than just, nothing.
Yeah, because and I said it before, if you're going to have representation for women's tag team division and you're trying to strengthen it, do so quickly, because you just kind of got rid of quite a few.
Quickly is one thing, and the thing is, if they rush it, it's really not going to be good. I think it'd be better if they take their time and get actual, good tag teams, something genuine.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of thrown together random people.
Yeah, and that can get irritating real quick. But I've jabbered on, and I think we put that subject to bed. So, where is it at?
I think it's further down.
There it is. So, before we get out of here, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention check us out on our social media sites, of course.
All of the things.
All of them right here. We do have a Patreon page. If you go there, we do have an online store. That's in the link if you're on our YouTube, or go to YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel there, the link, and you can get shirts, hats, mouse pads, cups and mugs,
Stuff.
sweatshirts as well, hoodies, with our logo and with our animated faces, of course. So look at that. Look that up. We'd appreciate if you guys visited that, and of course, you could reach out to us on any of these social platforms here. And if you are on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that bell to get notifications of when we go live. We'd like you guys to jump in and join us live Monday through Saturdays, and also during
Pay-per-views.
after pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views, PLEs.
PLEs, yes.
Whichever.
Whichever you want to prefer to call them. I still will call them pay-per-views no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I'm old school that way. And also, you can reach out to us by email.
crosspromopod@gmail.com.
You can email us there, and we can read your email on live on air. And
or if you got something you want us to talk about.
yeah, if you guys got a subject you want us to talk about, or want to hear our opinions about something, email it or message it to us. We'd be more than happy to talk about, because after all, this is a pro wrestling podcast. What else are we going to talk about? But
so, cross promo.
Yeah.
Cross promo chat. What do you want to talk about? Right?
You know what? You just invented something right there.
Yeah, I did.
You just did. Good job. All right. But again, check us out on our social media platforms. Reach out to us. Like and subscribe. And if you see us anywhere on the social media platforms, follow us. We try to put out content. We are going to be working on some content to put out tomorrow. So we look forward to hearing from you guys. And it's time for us to... Where did it go? There it is. So, sorry. So it is time for us to get ready and head on out of here. We've got... we won't be here tomorrow. We won't be here live tomorrow. Going to be taking a break because we've been live for the better half of 13 days now.
Yeah.
13 days we've been live, giving you guys quality content the best that we can and the best we know how.
Quality content that it cuts to like us arguing about something. or that one episode where we were real tired.
Yeah, we're like last night.
Yeah.
You were over here about passing out and everything. But
back and forth between that and us just flubbing up on random stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're
FTR versus Pentagon.
Pentagon, I swear. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and head on out of here, guys. We will see you guys Monday. We'll be here Monday night.
After Raw.
After Raw, where we'll be going over the recap of Raw and be going over your vote on who will win Match of the Week for this week. So, for the Cross Promo Show, I'm Kevin.
I'm Chris.
And
we gone.
You can go ahead. You can do the impression.
See you Monday, brother.
See you guys later.